From teacher to tyrant, the rise and fall of Robert Mugabe. He began as a soft-spoken teacher with books in his hands. But he ended as a feared ruler with an iron grip on his nation. This is the story of Robert Mugabe, a man who freed his country from colonial rule, only to hold it in chains for nearly 4 decades. Mugabe was born in 1924 in a small village in Zimbabwe. He was a quiet boy who loved learning, often walking miles to attend school. He grew up under colonial Rhodesia, where a small white minority controlled the land, wealth, and power, while black Africans lived with almost nothing. Mugabe's answer was not silence, he chose resistance. In the 1960s, he joined the liberation struggle. For that, he was thrown into prison for more than 10 years. Yet behind bars, he never gave up, he read, he studied, and he dreamed of a free Zimbabwe. When he was released, he became one of the key leaders of the independence war. In 1980, Zimbabwe was born, and Robert Mugabe became its first prime minister. At first, he brought hope. Schools expanded, healthcare improved, and he spoke of reconciliation between blacks and whites. Across Africa, he was hailed as a visionary. But power changes men. By the mid-1980s, Mugabe unleashed a brutal military campaign called Gukurahundi in the Matabeleland region, killing thousands of civilians. Critics were crushed, opponents silenced. The liberator was turning into a strongman. Then came his most explosive move, land reforms. White farmers were forced off their lands, often violently, and the farms handed to black Zimbabweans. The idea seemed just, but without planning, the economy collapsed. Zimbabwe, once called the breadbasket of Africa, became a land of shortages, hunger, and runaway inflation. At one point, $1 trillion bill could barely buy bread. To the west, Mugabe became a dictator. To his supporters, he remained a lion who refused to bow to Britain or America. He outlasted sanctions, international pressure, and decades of criticism, ruling for 37 years. But in 2017, at the age of 93, even his closest allies turned against him. The army stepped in, and the man who once declared he would rule until death was forced to resign. Robert Mugabe's legacy is split in two. A hero who broke the chains of colonialism. A ruler who chained his own people to poverty and fear. His story remains one of Africa's greatest contradictions.